5 on your side at 10 starts now.
A Lake St. Louis neighborhood rocked by homemade bombs. Tonight, 2 high school students face serious charges, while a school administrator is thankful his family wasn't hurt.
These things were powerful enough to probably kill somebody.
Unsettled pattern. It's one that brings us more chances of rain this week, why any overnight storms won't be threatening.
Triumph over tragedy.
I think we really started playing for something bigger than soccer.
The team spirit guiding a Metro East high school to back-to-back state championships. We start tonight at 10 with your weather impact forecast. Storms moving through the bi-state tonight. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush. Kelly Jackson has the night off. We're not in a weather impact alert. However, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking more storms and rumbles of thunder that may wake you overnight.
And that's the biggest impact, Mike. Through the overnight hours, these storms tend to keep you up a little bit because, yes, they have quite a bit of lightning with them. Most of them from this first round now pushing east of St. Louis and away from the metro area. Quite around Metro St. Louis now. Wasn't that way earlier. Some of these storms still producing some small hail. That includes along Illinois 16 here as you go from Witt over towards Nokomis. Small hail, not severe hail. We have reports of hail around Salem back towards Centralia, but all of it on the smaller size. It looks like the cells at the center of that storm, the cores, have come down a little bit, so probably not as much hail. While we're quiet around St. Louis right now, there is evidence that there will be more thunderstorms developing back to our west as we head through the overnight hours. Are these a severe threat? Well, you know, they could produce a little bit of hail, just like we've seen so far this evening. The initial wave that develops next go round, it's probably to our north, and then another one will slide by to our south around daybreak tomorrow. We may have some scattered showers around the metro area for the early morning commute, but it doesn't look like it's widespread in St. Louis. And by then, temperatures actually go up a few degrees from where we are right now as we've dropped back into the upper 40s. So until 5 o'clock, there still could be more wet roads. There still could be some small hail. But it's just rumbles of thunder that may wake you up, not to be alarming for you tomorrow. Rain gear, maybe you need that when you get out the door early tomorrow, especially south of St. Louis, and a little extra time. But for most of the metro area, you're not going to be awakened by much more tonight.
You can stay on top of the active weather this week. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send the latest forecast to your phone. Tonight, 2 teens are in police custody accused of setting off explosives outside a Wentzville school administrator's home. The blasts rattled a Lake St. Louis neighborhood Saturday night. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is just back from Schmidt's court, where she talked with police and the family about this horrific incident caught on camera. Laura?
Mike, the family tells me one of them could have been seriously injured had they gone to the door when these explosions went off. They're grateful tonight for watchful neighbors.
It was just before 7:30 on an average Saturday night in this subdivision off Highway N when all of a sudden
I heard a huge explosion and actually saw a flash of light. So I ran upstairs. My wife's screaming. I'm looking around for smoke, fire, whatever I could find.
Keith Sanders says when he looked down, he saw this mess on his front porch from what looked to be some sort of fertilizer bomb.
There's probably 20 holes in the siding. Some of the siding popped out. The soffit up here warped or fell down. I don't know if it's damaged. And then, of course, my concrete, it corroded through like the concrete, so the concrete stained.
A neighborhood shaken, thousands of dollars worth of damage just feet away from their son's bedroom where he was laying.
He couldn't sleep that night.
The second explosion didn't appear to cause any damage on the side of the house. Sanders, the assistant principal at Timberland High School, says the most important thing is no one was hurt.
These things were powerful enough to probably kill somebody.
Lake St. Louis Police Chief Chris DiGiuseppe says with the help of videos and neighbors, they were able to track down the people involved. 2 17-year-olds have been arrested, a third is being questioned, and they're looking for another adult. Investigators believe some of them are students at Sanders School. Their motivation is still unclear.
If you're putting together, an explosive device, you're placing that near somebody's home, that's certainly not a prank or not a joke. We're certainly taking it seriously, and we're confident that the juvenile authorities and our prosecutors will take it seriously also.
Sanders says he received a lot of support at school, and after being there for thousands of kids over the years, he doesn't know why they would have done this.
To parents out there, make sure that you're vigilant, that you're connected to your kids, that you're present, that you know what they're doing on a Saturday night.
The Wentzville School District sent me this statement saying they're aware of the incident. Quote, "It is essential that our staff and students feel safe both at school and at home. This matter is being treated with the seriousness it warrants. It has fully been turned over to law enforcement and will continue to cooperate with authorities and provide support as needed." The police chief tells me those involved could be facing serious arson charges and possibly more.
Tonight, a murder case is rocking the small town of Vandalia. Arnold Rivera is charged with the murder of his stepniece. 14-year-old Kylie Toberman was found dead inside an RV on Friday, hours after she was reported missing. Investigators say she was sexually assaulted and strangled. Today, a judge denied Rivera a pretrial release. Kylie's family and friends were in court trying to come to grips with this heinous crime.
And so in my mind, I could always trust him. And when I found out, I think I was just taken back and distraught about it, because I would have never guessed that he could be that type of person and that could happen in the small town of Vandalia.
I want justice done for Kylie. I've ordered a t-shirt that says justice for Kylie, and I want justice for her.
Charging documents say Rivera was taking care of the teen while her guardian was undergoing medical treatment. Just hours from now, the trial to remove embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery from office will get underway. The Missouri Attorney General's office filed a petition months ago accusing Montgomery of multiple examples of misconduct. Those include illegally arresting the acting City Justice Center commissioner, refusing to transport detainees to medical appointments, mismanaging finances, and failure to carry out duties. Montgomery currently sits in jail on a separate federal charge of witness tampering. Tonight, there's a new commissioner overseeing the St. Louis City Emergency Management Agency. Mayor Kara Spencer has tapped Greg Favor. He replaces Sarah Russell, who was fired in August. A report revealed several issues to the agency's response to the May 16th tornado when several warning sirens didn't sound. Favor currently oversees national intelligence initiatives. He also has served as executive director of the St. Louis Area Regional Response System and was a captain for the St. Louis Fire Department.
Anytime that we can bring people into the city that has the experience that this commissioner has, I'm hopeful. Now it's where the rubber meets the road, and let's get to work and figure out, what needs to get done to make sure that we don't have another situation where we had under the previous commissioner some balls dropped.
Favor is set to start in late December. After facing the unimaginable, two soccer teams in Columbia, Illinois defy the odds. This after their classmate and fellow soccer player, 15-year-old Crawford Bryant, unexpectedly died. Tonight, our Justina Coronel takes us to Columbia High School, hearing from both teams about some special wins.
Crawford being, should have been a junior, and so we carry his jersey. We have the plaque, we have the memorial in the locker room, so we're always thinking about him.
All around the locker room, there are reminders of 15-year-old Crawford Bryant.
Crawford was a big team member. He was an amazing friend, nice guy. And without him, it was definitely different.
Missing by their side is number 5. The varsity soccer player died in a car crash Labor Day weekend 2024. It's a moment shaking the city of Columbia to its core.
Once you lose a fellow teammate, brother, it just means a lot more, like playing for something different.
The boys soccer team made it to states last year, but didn't win.
We didn't win it when, you really wanted to end that year going through what we went through, and it didn't happen. And so this was kind of a redemption year to go, hey, we need to redeem what we felt like was stolen from us.
Jamie Bridges is the head coach for boys and girls soccer at Columbia High School. He admires both teams for their passion to persevere.
I think we really started playing for something bigger than soccer.
This past summer, the girls won the state championship.
It was incredible, honestly.
It did inspire us, and it made us want to win too.
And then this month, the boys won the title too. For the first time in school history, the girls and the boys won back-to-back state championships, and we're told they were playing with a bigger purpose.
It just really changed the way we played, and even this year really inspired us to go all the way.
Our junior goalie, before every game, he came in and said, we're playing for something bigger, and we all knew what he was talking about, so it does feel good to get the win for him and win state.
Winning a title for a teammate they miss, yet there are reminders all around.
he's still with them.
I just appreciate the way they fought and the way they let Crawford's spirit continue to live on.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
And beyond soccer, Columbia High School also won state championships in cheerleading and volleyball. In 1 year, the school won 4 state titles. Well, tonight there's one less tenant at Ballpark Village. Arch Apparel has shuttered its last brick and mortar store, becoming the latest downtown business to close. The move comes just days after owner Aaron Parks told our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal he was considering bankruptcy, calling his move to Ballpark Village the, quote, worst decision of his life. He partly blames low attendance at Cardinals games, bringing less foot traffic. Arch Apparel will continue to sell its St. Louis streetwear online. After nearly a quarter of a century, a popular Italian restaurant in Ferguson will serve its last meals next week. Today, the owners of Vincenzo's announced they will close on November 26th. The restaurant has operated on South Florissant next to the Ferguson Police Department since 2002. A new restaurant under new management is expected to open in the space in February. A national restaurant chain has pulled out of St. Louis. TGI Fridays has closed its St. Charles location on First Capitol. It was the last remaining location in the region. The chain, which filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, closed its Fairview Heights and South County locations earlier this year.
Trouble in Toyland.
I don't think we're going to see very big sales this year.
The new Grinch that may steal your Christmas this year.
If you see something, buy it.
Deer decline. The reason Missouri rifle hunters didn't hit their target on opening weekend.
I think the hunters were sweating Saturday. Not this coming weekend, though. It will cool down a bit. We're breaking down our rain chances for later in the week and if this system brings us any thunderstorms and how strong they might be.
We're now exactly 2 weeks away from sports betting going live in the Show Me State. Although Missourians cannot officially place bets until December 1st, they can now pre-register for online sports books. Missouri voters legalized sports betting by a narrow margin last November. It's expected to generate more than $3 billion in its first year. When it comes to this year's hot holiday toys, shoppers are finding higher price tags and lower inventory. Tonight, Jen Sullivan dives into the impacts of tariffs and explains why you shouldn't wait until Black Friday to buy.
The holiday shopping season has already begun, but the prices of many items may have you feeling much less jolly this year, especially when it comes to toys.
I don't think we're going to see very big sales this year.
Toy expert Chris Byrne warns shoppers shouldn't wait until Black Friday to buy toys because it's unlikely they'll go on sale and the inventory may be low.
Tariffs did disrupt the entire industry and people paused shipping earlier in the year. If you see something, buy it.
It's unclear exactly how much tariffs will hurt, but experts expect the prices to increase. Here's why. Roughly 80% of all toys sold in the U.S. are manufactured in China, according to the Toy Association. And Chinese imports have been hit hard with tariffs. The Trump administration implemented the added tax on imports to generate more revenue and encourage companies to make items in the U.S.
We are seeing that toys are one of those categories that are being impacted more heavily by tariffs.
Catherine Cullen with the National Retail Federation says despite tariffs, shoppers are still spending. They recently conducted a survey and found consumers plan to spend roughly $890 per person this year, and families with kids aren't holding back.
They're actually one of the only groups that we saw say they're spending more.
Cullen says families with kids are spending about $30 more. And when it comes to budgeting, Byrne recommends shopping around for the best price and has this advice.
You don't need to overwhelm kids with presents. A few things that they're going to really enjoy and play with, and especially things to share among the family.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Tonight, delays are minimal at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Earlier today, the FAA lifted its emergency order to cut flights because of the government shutdown. So this news comes as a relief to travelers a week before the busy Thanksgiving travel period.
Thank goodness it happened before the holidays because we all deserve good getaways and a smooth transition from here to family and back again.
This year, the airports and the roads are expected to be busier than ever as a record amount of people travel to their Thanksgiving celebrations. Between November 25th and December 1st, AAA predicts nearly 82 million people will travel at least 50 miles from home. An estimated 6 million will fly. 73 million are expected to travel by car. AAA offering this advice on what time to hit the road.
Anytime after lunchtime is when you're going to really see that traffic building, especially on the interstates at major metros.
AAA says road traffic will be lightest on Thanksgiving Day. Well, it was a dismal opening weekend to the rifle deer hunting season in Missouri. According to the Missouri Department of Conservation, hunters harvested more than 70,000 deer. That's slightly more than last year, but far below the 90,000 harvested on the first 2 days of the season in 2023. Conservationists blame near-record warm temperatures for the decline over the last 2 seasons. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoined us now with the weather impact forecast, and we might get some bumps in the night. At least some people already had some, right, Scott?
We had one round go through. You could hear the thunder here in the television studio here in Television Plaza this evening. That's all off to the east of St. Louis at this point and continuing to push away. So, as you're looking across the region, we've dropped back into the upper 40s right now to around 50 degrees. There are some more isolated storms back to the west that may impact us overnight. They're not going to provide much of a severe weather threat, but they will give us some wet roads. There's still the chance we see some small hail, and you may be awakened by thunder, but not to be alarmed. Those storms are not going to be all that strong later tonight. You can already start to see a little blip here and there trying to develop along the Missouri River. The main first band off to our east right now. We're going to watch this area along and north of the Missouri River fill in with scattered showers and some rumbles. Can there be small hail out of some of those? Sure. Is it going to cause damage? No. We've had quite a bit of BB to pea-size hail tonight, and in some cases earlier in the afternoon around Mizzou, it ended up covering the ground. Now, towards daybreak, we'll watch this area coming out of the Ozarks as that slides by to our south. Potentially that creates some hail as well. But as we look around the metro area, it's much more scattered in nature. Now, going through the day tomorrow, much of the day is dry. We may even see some peaks of sunshine. You'll notice the humidity increase. Tomorrow afternoon, east and southeast of St. Louis, this is an area that we'll watch for some thunderstorms to develop. We think they'll get fired up and be a little more intense as they approach the Illinois-Indiana border, moving away from us. Having said that, there is a low risk tomorrow of some severe weather east of St. Louis. Not in the metro area, but farther east, particularly as you go from the area around Vandalia back towards Carlisle Lake and then down towards Nashville over to Salem, Mount Vernon, Iuka, heading up towards Flora. There could be some hail with some of those thunderstorms and maybe a little bit of spin too. So we will watch that tomorrow. We don't see anything that looks nemesing right now, but we'll keep you up to date for that tomorrow. The next big thing, this system, and it's going to be a decent rainmaker for us. Badly needed rain is on the way. That's Thursday into Friday. Southern Missouri, southern Illinois could see 1 to 2 inches of rain with that system. Badly needed. And for the deer hunters, average temperatures for this coming weekend with temperatures only in the mid-50s for Saturday. It should be drying out. Sunday should be a bit drier too. Tomorrow, low 70s. Again, a few showers and thunderstorms certainly possible. Not widespread though. The areas east of St. Louis, maybe we get a strong storm or two if we get them going. Only around 60 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday into the 60s. That's when we have our most widespread beneficial rain. We dry out towards the weekend. Next week, there'll be more opportunity for rain, including on Thanksgiving Day, Mike.
All right, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, the Blues are getting a special player back soon. Mizzou got a special night out of one of their bench players, and what a day for the local soccer teams. We'll be right back.
And if you missed Sports Plus last night, you can catch Sports Plus Final Cut at 10:30 tonight on the 5 Plus streaming app. That'll be followed by The Record with Mark Maxwell at 11 and In the News at 11:30. You can watch 5 Plus for free on your Roku, Apple, Fire, Samsung, or LG TV. Just search KSDK in your app store.
A lot of people are critical of Mizzou playing Prairie View A&M tonight. Look, the Tigers playing a tremendous conference. And out of conference, they will face Kansas, Notre Dame, and Illinois. They will be tested. And for being blown out in Columbia, The Panthers will receive a check for $100,000. First half, and this 6'3" guard Anthony Robinson has some hops. Look at that. He had 13 points and 5 assists. Mizzou got the running game going, and no big runs better than Mark Mitchell, who had 10 points. But the story was Jacob Cruz. He is a married 25-year-old guy with a child, and he can shoot it. And he can also really get up. Who does he think he is here? Rex Chapman? He had 20. Mizzou had a 91-73 victory. Brian Baroni and SIU E in the Big Ten tonight facing Wisconsin. Jordan Pickett, the pride of Belleville East, brought his A game. The spin move, the layup with the left hand. He had 12 points. Cougars really came out shooting. The three-pointer by Joe Valerie cuts the lead to 3 late in the first half. Badgers dominated the second half, and they win it 94-69. Obviously, the home ice is not working for the Blues. Maybe a nice long road trip will be exactly what the doctor ordered for the note. They will get it. 5 cities in 9 days. Team bonding is a really good thing. It's like when Mike Bush treats the staff to White Castle after a fine newscast. The Blues hit the ice at Centene one final time before getting out of town. Jake Neighbors skated with the team and will likely play at some point on the road trip. The Blues' current mental state is not great, so Coach Jim Montgomery knows he has to handle criticizing differently than when his team is riding high.
You push in a quiet tone. You can be harder with your tone and more demanding in your tone when your team's on a roll, because they're feeling good about themselves. They don't care what you're saying and how you're saying it. But when the confidence is low, your tone, you have to be aware of it as a coach.
It's St. Louis.
The Billikens soccer team happy today. They're in the NCAA tournament. They will host Kentucky on Thursday here at Hermann Stadium. The winner moves on to play at Indiana on Sunday. The Bills were looking for a possible first-round bye and then a home game, but any disappointment quickly went away.
One of the strengths of this group is not really thinking too much of the past, not thinking too much of the future, just kind of going what's right in front of them, and kind of just like we always say, pass the baton to the next guy and really finding a way to win that game. So that'll be all of our energies and focus.
He makes the save, and for the first time on the national scale, Lindenwood will be represented for the whole country to see.
To Lindenwood.
What a weekend for Lindenwood University. The big win in PKs and the news, they will play in the NCAA tournament at Kansas City on Thursday.
Yeah, they'll be ready for sure. They always show up. The resilient group. You'll never not get our best effort, but that's part of recruiting great people is guys that you trust.
Well, to the surprise of no one, Ahmad Hardy has been named the SEC Co-Offensive Player of the Week, 300 rushing yards and 25 carries. And Toriano Pride was named the SEC Co-Defensive Player of the Week. The Pride of East St. Louis had some really special moments on Saturday night. Monday Night Football tonight, it was the Dak Prescott story against the Raiders. He threw 4 touchdowns. This one to CeeDee Lamb. Cowboys roll 33-16. And that will do it in sports.
All right, Frank. Well, their road to the Winter Olympics goes through St. Louis. How you can see them perform after they go for gold in Italy.
5 on Your Side's Thanksgiving Food Drive, sponsored by Thrivent Financial.
5 on Your Side and Thrivent are teaming up with Operation Food Search to help our neighbors in need this Thanksgiving. Every dollar you give provides $6 in food. To donate, just scan the QR code on your screen. GameStop is becoming a swap meet for one day. The gaming retailer is hosting a Trade Anything Day on December 6th. You can trade one item for store credit. It could be anything as long as it fits in a 20 by 20 by 20 inch box. There are some exclusions like hazardous waste, weapons, alcohol, and drugs. You know, the U.S. figure skating team for the Olympics is going to be named at Enterprise Center in January, and some of those potential Olympians will make a return trip to St. Louis after the Winter Games in Italy. The 2026 Stars on Ice Tour will come to town on May 7th. Two-time world champion Alyssa Liu, reigning world champion and Olympic team gold medalist Madison Chock and Evan Bates are just a few of the big names participating. Tickets will go on sale on Friday. All right, Scott has a final check of our weather impact forecast.
We're still watching those showers and thunderstorms move away from St. Louis off to the east of town. Some of those have produced a little bit of hail. We have some more development here ongoing now, just around the metro area and to the west. It's very small, very isolated, but we expect that to expand a bit during the overnight hours. You can see out to the west of us. It's going to be focused here, lifting northeast. There could be some small hail through the overnight hours out of some of the storms, but we're not looking at big time severe weather threats here. You can rest easy overnight. Tomorrow, 72. A couple of strong storms are possible farther east and southeast of St. Louis tomorrow afternoon. We'll be tracking that and more widespread rain by Thursday into Friday.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. Have a great and safe tomorrow.